Hey guys, how you doing? Well, today's a special day, let me tell you. It's my first time back in my native New Hampshire on the coast. And in true New Hampshire local fashion, I am right next to the Ordiorne Point area, and instead of paying, because we don't do that, just drove like a third of a mile farther from the main entrance, parked, and came over here to my beautiful smelling familiar beach. You'll note the beach. All right, maybe this isn't a beach to many of you, but rocky. That's what we do here. That's what we do here. Now, I'll be the first one to admit, this isn't my preferred beach. Even though New Hampshire, only has like at most 19 miles of coastline, and then if you actually do the math as to what's actual beach, it might be like 13. But the point is, if you live here long enough, everyone has their favorite spot. And some people will go to down to Hampton Beach, where it actually is real sand, and you'll get all your restaurants and activities. Some people will go a little bit farther to Seabrook Beach, which is very beautiful, but got a bad reputation years ago because it was right next to the nuclear power plant, which wasn't a deserved one. And then there's others that'll go to Genis. It's more of my domain. Although I have a better one, which we'll go to in a minute, right after we look at these unique rock formations. I don't think I've hit this at low tide, like this low tide, in a while. Now, you might not be able to see it in the distance, but there's a chain of some islands known as the Isle of Shoals. Supposedly, Blackbeard might have buried some treasure there. And then here, I don't know what people are doing. This 30 years ago, 40 years ago, people didn't do this. We didn't have these rocks. I think people just have taken some liberties and decided to build these creations. I think it's more enjoyable to trek through this when when it's cold and it's not during tourist season. But we've actually timed this right, dealing with that situation where it's about 8 o'clock in the morning on a Monday. So the tourists should have gone back to work for right now. All right, so let me show you my favorite beach. I've been back in the States for almost a month, and but to be honest, I kind of avoided some of these spots because I just know better this time of year. But I will say, it's nice. It's nice to be on familiar roads. So, I realize you couldn't see anything. As a runner, I love running this route. Now, you got to pick your times. I mean, obviously, but yeah, I mean, you got to pick your times a day as to when to do it, but it's definitely the place to be. So here's a different vantage point. Again, here's the Isle of Shoals right here. And then there is a beach right on the side that you can go to in the public, but it's beautiful. It is beautiful. The challenge, though, on the time of days that you hit this is you're either dealing with the bottlenecking from the tourist who see the New Hampshire coastline, or you're dealing with the cyclists who think they own the road, and they're worse than the cars. But if you pick your times right, it can be a really nice, comfortable drive. Here's Petey's, popular seafood restaurant. And what we're doing is we're just going around the coastline. Nice windy road. I really wish you guys could smell the sea air. I'll say, like, see the cyclist right here? What an idiot. Like, the walker could easily have gotten to the side, which she did. The cyclist had no business being in the lane. Idiot. So, my favorite beach... Oh, actually, here's one of my favorite spots, right? Houses right here. Alright, so we have now approached my favorite beach, because it's far enough away from Hampton Beach and Genesee Beach and Sawyer Beach that you can kind of just do your own thing. So we're just going to find a place to park, which we have ample choices. I'm actually going to park where I usually park because it's a tradition at this point. For years, when I come here for moments of solace, reflection, the occasional date, I always park right next to this brown house over here. I don't know why. It could just be because you have this. There's a little walkway up. Although I don't mind going up over the rocks, so I don't know. But take a look at this. Tell me this is not a beach you don't want to visit. Isn't it gorgeous? Now, it's funny though, if you come here at like high tide, good luck. But if you pick your times right, I mean, look at this. Look how private this is. And this is one of the things I love about New Hampshire. It's funny how in the summer the salt in the air just smells different. Yeah. Now, for people that might have read Swimming with Angels, this is the beach that Christian goes to. This is he goes to this beach several times, actually. Yeah, this is his spot. This is where he sees Vince, and this is where they go eat. Yeah. I think this is where I make a sarcastic comment about surfing. There are spots here in this area that people do go surfing, and I make fun of them every time because you'll see people out here with their surfboards, and I'm like, come on. I don't know, guys. This might just be a video of just us at the water, huh? Not a bad place, I think. Now, some of you might see it right up ahead. There's a building. That's a park, and it actually is at Rye Harbor. It's the foot of it. I want to say there's a jetty, but I don't think it's the right word. But anyway, the harbor opens up there, and you can get on your boats, go on whale watches, or go fishing over at the Isle of Shoals directly ahead. when I was in Poland and I would go up to Sopot, this is what I was looking for, was this kind of water. But the Baltic Sea, at least in that area, doesn't smell the same. I mean, this is the Atlantic Ocean. And same thing when I went to like Estonia. While I loved feeling the air, it didn't have the same spiritual connection for me. But probably that's because I grew up 7 miles from here. So, I mean, I used to run over to this beach. And as you can see, one thing too that's really, really nice about this is, and I've already said it, but it's worth saying again, it's very private. Most of the tourists that come in from Massachusetts, like from Lowell and Haverhill and Lawrence, they only go to Hampton Beach. They don't know like enough to drive up and just park their cars out here. I mean, that doesn't mean that there's not cars that come to this beach, but you don't get the traffic. This is kind of the more, dare I say it, the hoity-toity part of New Hampshire. I mean, I know some people like these. I know we just saw them, but I feel like they're fads. God. All right. So, it's a very important landmark we have right here. If I can get up over this. All right. Here's Ray's. Right here. You want lobster, you want clams, this is where you go. Also, you can pose down there and take a cute picture with this guy. That purple lobster needs friends. So Ray's, not only is it a place I've been going since I was born, pretty much, but again, kind of in the vein of sharing different spots that inspire me for books and writings. Ray's has a big part in Swimming with Angels. And I think it might actually show up again in Going Home. I lose pieces of it. Well, like, you know, like, because I wrote the stories back in 2014, 2015. But anyway, for my brother and I and my family, this was always a place that we liked to go to so we could get our seafood. And then, again, just look at the view. Yeah. It is gorgeous out today. Some of you might ask, when is the best time to go here? My honest answer, I'm sure you can take a guess as to what time of year I visit this the most, and that's the winter. There's something about, like, when you have some snow and some of the ice as well, it just kind of paints a different picture, if you will, and it's freaking amazing. Another good spot. You know what? I'll take you to it. I'll show you another good spot. I don't know if it's going to be too busy or not, but we'll see. So, Genesee Beach and Sawyer Beach are not that far away from where we just were. We're, I don't know, maybe a mile and a half. Could be a little bit farther, but I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking about it from a running perspective, because usually I would run the beach, I'd run that beach, and then I'd be able to cut down here on the straightaway. Now, if you look right here to our left, you'll see here's some condos. And 25 years ago, this was a restaurant. I think it was Joseph's then. Before that, it was called the Pilot House. And anyway, it was really, really good food. And my brother used to work there as a cook. I know, it's really important information for you all. It's going to be a warm one today. It's interesting. The sun's already starting to get things going. So this is in the afternoons, or especially on the weekends, this stretch right here is covered with cars. Because people will cut across on the side streets and they'll hit the beach, which is Genesee. Well, I don't know if this part's Genesee, but I call it all genus. But also in my books, this area especially has a big part, because again, this is where my family would go, not so much during the summer, but we'd come here to eat at the Carriage House, which is still open. Come on, buddy, get over. God. Now this is going to be a hit or miss. I'm guessing it's going to be a miss. But we're going to try this because what happens is it's during the season, they charge to go to this beach. That's why we're not going to go to Genesis. Here's Carriage House right here. Say hi, Mom. And yeah, see, the beach is already full. But what we're going to do, I'm going to sneak over here, pretend we've been here before, and see if we can slide into this other parking. So this is going to have to be really, really quick because you get a parking permit. You only can park here with a parking permit. It's a $100 fine. And yeah, so that's not what I want. But what we'll do is just really, really quick. Weird. They didn't cut this back last time I was here. All right, anyway, let's slide up. Let me show you Sawyer Beach real quick. So this is Sawyer Beach. And during the winter time, this is just gorgeous. Not that it's bad right now. But like the water kind of flows out. There's a stream that's flowing out from this pond right here where I learned how to ice skate. Flows right underneath and then cuts right out and goes right into the ocean. Anyway, if you hit this time right, or even if you park down at Genesis, you can walk down here. And it's just, I think it's as pretty as the beach we were just on. But again, this is like the private town beach. All right, let's go before we get a ticket. All right, my car is still in sight. We crossed the street real quick. Let me just show you this real quick. So, this pond, as I said, back in the early 1980s, my brother and I, this is where we learned how to ice skate, right here. One of my favorite childhood memories. And how can you complain when it's right across the street from the ocean, right? Now, if you go farther down, which we're not going to do because we have other stops, other things to do today, you can hit Mansion Row, some seafood places, and eventually Hampton Beach. So, there you go. There you have it, guys. All right, I got to run. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.